Hello everyone, back again with another video in the Node.js tutorial series. This time we're going to be going over the require thing, and this thing will allow you to require modules, which is called modules. They are fit with functions made by other people. Basically, it's hard to explain because I'm not good at explaining stuff, but once you require a certain module, you can use the functions inside them to make your life easier. So let me just show you what to do. So first, let's use one of the modules by Node, So let's go to their website, and let's go to docs. Let's go to the API for this. Oh wait, wrong thing. Oopsies. Click on one of these documentations. So we'll just use the latest one, even though we're not exactly on the latest one. We're actually on 6, but whatever, we're too savage. We'll just update it later if we need to. So these are all modules that we can use with Node. It's a part of their API. So let's choose one. First, we'll start off with file system, okay? So this will allow us to manipulate the file system inside of your, file system. So let's choose one that we want. So the one I'm going to teach you how to use is fs append file, which will add stuff to a certain file that you distinguish. Yeah, I cannot talk, but yeah. So to get started with this little module, we need to require fs with the fs module. So to do that, we'll do require. Oops, no, not require. We'll do const for a constant variable, since we're not going to be changing this later. And then we'll say fs equals require fs. That's all you need to do. Now you can use the module because that's all you need to do because you already have Node in it. It's built inside of Node, right? So you don't really need to install anything extra. So to use it now, we'll do fs.append file. Then we have this fancy stuff here. So it tells us what we need. We need a file name. So it doesn't we don't really have any other files besides app.js. But if we distinguish a file and we don't have it, it'll just make it itself. So let's do that. We'll call it hi.txt, right? Simple file. So now we put in the data that we want to, add. Let's say, hey, that's what we're going to add, append to that file. Append means add. So now we need to add one more thing, which is, we're going to skip the encoding. We don't have to have that. We'll have the callback. So for the callback, we'll do, let's see, we'll have, function, oopsies, crap. Here we'll put function, error, then we'll have, wait, hold on, we need a little thing. I accidentally deleted that. So we'll have that, and then we'll say if error, we'll do console.log, bruh, didn't go right. And we'll have a semicolon on the end. Unexpected token. Oopsies. Boop. And boop. Yeah, that's weird. So that's that. And you can throw that on there if you want to. So that should work. Now, let's just go over this one more time. So we have the fs module, which is built into Node, and then we're going to call this function inside of the module, and the module has functions in it. That's what it's for. So we're calling the append file function, and we got to pass it some arguments. So hi.text is what it wants. It wants the file name. So we're going to give it a file name that doesn't exist, right? I mean, it can exist if you want it to, but we're just going to make one ourselves. And then next will be the data, which is what we're going to be appending to the file, this file. Excuse me. And so, yeah, we just put the data there in a string. At the next, we'll skip the encoding. We'll have our callback. And there you go. And what this does, it tells you if there's an error in your code, then it'll output this. Okay? So that's that. And yep, let's run it to make sure it works. So we'll do node app.js. Hello world. So that's from this. We don't really have to worry about that. So we can actually just delete this. No, we'll comment it out. So do control/. Then it will comment that out. And now we go to our file and it's made. Like, I didn't even notice that. It was made by itself. And then it added hey to it. So let's try something fancy, okay? Let's turn this into a for loop, you know? Let's try and make our own little for loop here. Var I equals 10. Oh crap, I cannot type today. I is less than 10. Oops, I mean 1. Sorry. And then we'll I plus plus. So, if you don't know what a for loop is, it's really simple. You should know already, but we're making a variable called I and we're giving a value of 1. And if I is less than 10, it'll add I every time. And every time it's adding I, it'll run this little thing inside of it. So all we gotta do is cut this, Control X, and throw it in there. So if we did this right, it should run about like 9 or 10 times. I believe 9. But anyway, you get the point. So let's try and run it and see what happens. Boop, there we go. Oh wait, what? Yes. See how we have hey, 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 hey a lot of times. And yep, if you want to do something crazy, let's do this. Let's change it to 1,000 and see what happens. Let's have a little fun here, you know? And if this looks a little wonky, because it's all like confusing looking, we can do edit, code formatting, apply code formatting. So it looks way better now. So anyway, let's run this. Already done. Oh my gosh, this file is huge. Look. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, so that's a really cool. You know, let's be savage today, huh? Okay, let's run it again. Oh gosh. I wonder if I just froze it. I mean, I shouldn't. It's on a server, so. That's just gonna take a very long time. What is that, like 1 million? Yep, that's that's 1 million. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll be right back when it's done, hopefully, if it doesn't break everything. It's been like 20 years and it still isn't done because it's set to like 1 million. So it has to run 1 million times. So that's obviously gonna take a while. So let's just stop it by doing Control C. So that'll force stop it. Now that's done. And let's see what damage we did. Actually, it might still be at, I don't know. It's weird. It still might be at at the old amount of 1,000, which is okay. But yeah, whatever. I'm rambling, but yeah. So you get the point, guys. It'll run it. And we didn't even have to do the for loop. It's just for fun, So let's get rid of it. So the whole point of this, we required a module from Node. We appended a file with this. This is a function of that module. And we passed in our little error argument. Yeah. It looks pretty complicated, but it's really simple in actuality, So, yep, that's that for this tutorial. Just kidding. Nope, we're gonna do one more. Just tricked you. Haha, I'm smart. You're not. Haha, just kidding. I'm not smart. Haha. Okay, yeah. Now let's do constant. And then let's find a module that we want to use. Here's one that I know. OS, operating system. So let's use one of these. These are all functions here, okay? So let's find one that we want. Let's do... Okay, so I looked around a little bit and, ignore that. I was listening to music. So let's click the function that we want. It'll take us there. So we have the os.userinfo function. And this will tell us some information about the operating system that we're using. So anyway, let's call this is the module name so we can easily, add it. So we'll do os equals require os. Now we have that. So now we can use it. Let's reformat this. It's all messed up right here. So boom. Oh, that's fixed. So let's call it os dot, and now you start to call your function. So let's do user, what was it called? User info, okay? Boop, 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 boom, boom. I don't know. It doesn't pop up for some reason, but user info. And then what do we need to pass in? User info. La 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 la. So let's get started using our new module. So we'll do var, which is variable, and then we'll give it a name of username equals os.user info. Boom. So we'll use that and see what happens once we use that. Call that. So let's do console.log, and then we'll call that. So let's run that, see what happens. So we get this weird little information thing. This is what's called a so this is what's called an object, I believe. I'm stupid right now, so I don't really know. But anyway, it holds like an array of information. You have that, you have that, you have that, and so you can call whichever one you want, you know. So let's call username, and we'll just edit this. So instead of calling all of that, we'll do username. So we'll pass in, no, we'll do dot username. Okay. So now that should work. Boom. So now it outputs the username. So if we want to test this to make sure it can call these other ones also and not just that first one. So if you don't believe me that it works, we'll do os.user info again. Then we'll have, let's see, what's one? Home dir. Yeah, whatever, you get the point. So we'll run that. Now we have both. We can separate them if we want. Okay. Boom. So yeah, you can call whatever you want now. So so let's say we want to call the username and put it inside of a pin file, right? We can do that. So let's move this up here. Oops. I mean, we don't even need all the space, but whatever. We can get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. So let's put this inside of here. So we can do. Well, let's try using some ESX JavaScript. So we can do this. We'll have this little, what's called a tilde, I believe. Little weird little thingies. Then we'll put in, you know, whatever we usually want, like hey. Then we'll have our variable. Now we input a variable, and we can call it. Put like that. Sorry, we gotta have these things, and we'll call it username because we already have it. Username up here. So this is very useful for not having to do the plus thing like we did down there. So it makes it really simple. So now we'll do that. We'll delete this. So let's see. Delete. Bye bye. Okay. So run our file. So now we have hey Ubuntu. You know, whatever I'll put it in here. So now we have that. So yep. If you don't know what this fancy shit is, you know, I'll show you how to do it easy. Hey, and then you could just do plus, and then username. It's literally the same thing. Okay. So now we go here, reload, then we'll have. So that's what it just added right there. You know. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed. Oops. No, it wasn't that. It was that. Anyway, you get the point. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed. I just taught you all about the modules and everything and require. And so just explore around, use whatever you want. Learn how to use these little functions inside of here. You know, just play around and see what you can do. You know, if you do something cool, you can show me in the comments. Yeah, try not to break your computer. And I hope you enjoy. Leave a like and ask anything in the comments. Okay, peace. Bye.
That is my dog show. That is my dog. That is my dog show. That is my dog. Me and my dog. We get them 2 in a row. Me and my dog. We get them 2 in a row. They just keep on calling. She said she ready to pull up. As soon as I get there, walk in, I'ma put her on the floor nails. I'm on my way. I'm going fast. I'm coming home.